Hey there, comic book fans. I am back from the comic shop tonight with 6 new comics, but 3 of them were freebies, or near enough so. So there's only 3 really from my pull list this week. And man, I'm a little low energy tonight. I think I got a sinus headache going on here. Must be pollen out there or something. But anyway, here's Copperhead number 13. Copperhead is, I think this is our 3rd issue back with its new artist, and it's been solid. Good frontier sheriff story, even though our sheriff quit at the end of last issue. That's her right there. I'm sure she'll come back to her sheriffing job, because, you know, what else has she got to do? Like I said, it's been I'd call this book solid, but not spectacular. Lots of different angles this issue. There's a murder mystery going on now, along with her former deputy being now the new interim mayor or something like that. So it's a good series. Let's see what's on the back cover. Next issue's cover. Oh, I think she's also got her ex-husband or something who's a criminal in jail who just escaped, and is that her ex? There was some woman helping the ex-husband. No, but it wasn't her. The woman was kind of normal and not super ninja-like. So we'll have to see what next issue brings. Who's that woman with the swords? But anyway, Copperhead, decent read. And next we have Richard Corbin, Shadows on the Grave. It's a different sort of cover for Corbin. Sort of some sort of ragdoll monster. What do we have on the back here? It usually gives us a little weird one-pager on the back. That's more like the Richard Corbin we know. This one's in black and white. Just got little stories in there. The Clown 8, and then a continuing story of a hero in ancient Greece. The little stories have been cool. The continuing story has been real nice. There's our hero who's off to fight a Cyclops, I think it is, in ancient Greece, and there's people plotting his downfall, and other people who wants to help him, and his crazy stalker girl who's after him. So, yeah, I've been enjoying this series. I think I don't know if it's 5 or 6 issues. Let's see if it says inside. Does not say there. And the Shadows of the Grave. Oh, part 4 of 8, so it's going to be 8 parts. Very enjoyable Corbin. And here is Lazarus Sourcebook Volume 2, Hawk. I never got Lazarus Sourcebook Volume 1. I'll have to track it down someday. Lazarus has gone on hiatus. I think they're giving us a sourcebook this month, and then like a 6 or a 4-issue mini with a different artist than Michael Lark. And then they're coming back. Michael Lark is going to come back and do Lazarus. This is a sourcebook. I think it just gives us all sorts, like I'm ever going to read all that type. I'll glance at it. I like these source books when they got comics in them, but sometimes, this one's a little too sourcey for me. There's a reason I never tracked down number 1, but I saw this one was coming out and put it on my pull list, so this just gives you sort of, lots and lots of background on the world of Lazarus, so I'll check that one out. It's on the back here. Oh, they always have some weird Lazarus ads. Take your medicine. After you experience experiencing feelings of fear, stress, or anxiety, take your medicine. I guess they like to keep the populace a little drugged and docile. But Lazarus Sourcebook, something a little different. And now we've got Sword Quest. Issue number 0. This is the almost free one, because it was 25 cents. Special introductory priced Dynamite comic. It came out last week, but I didn't see it there, so I picked it up this week. The art is very David Mazzucchelli-esque. So I figured I'd what the heck. 9-panel grid going on there. I'd give it, for 25 cents, I'll give it a look. I don't know what Sword Quest has to do with Atari. I guess it was an old video game. Who knows? But anyway, for a quarter, I'll give it a look. And I wasn't at the shop on Saturday for Free Comic Book Day, but they put a couple of things aside for me. Betty and Veronica. I wanted to get this when the first issue came out, but I didn't want to pay $4 for it. Just because, it's fun, Adam Hughes, but just wasn't worth $4 to me. I saw it on the list of free comic book day stuff and said, man, I'll take it for free. I bought a copy of this for my friend when it came out, and I tried to read it, and I couldn't even get through it. I thought the writing was a little impenetrable. But that artwork is just so pretty. It's Adam Hughes. So, you know, free comic book day one, why not? And the other free comic book day one I got is I Hate Image. Once again, I'm not a huge Scotty Young fan, but I haven't really read a ton of his stuff. So this one seemed kind of neat, and it's free. So I put this one on my pull list, and they set it aside for me, and that's some pretty non-impressive art. Lots of balloons and caption boxes. Much nicer there, those two panels. Like I said, I'm not a huge Scotty Young fan, but I don't think I've read anything of his, so we'll give this one a read. Now I'm going to show you a couple of interesting things I got. This one's not going to be so interesting yet. It's G.I. Joe 119. I'm not a G.I. Joe fan. This is now, I think, the only issue of G.I. Joe I own. I was too old for G.I. Joe. It came out, G.I. Joe came out when I was, too old for the toys and the comic. But I actually, I'm going to make there's a story behind me buying this issue that I'm going to make a whole other video out of. But I just wanted to show you that I got it, and I'm going to make a video out of it sometime. I'll tell you the story behind it. But know what's interesting about this, too? I just have to show you this. If you can see the sticker is on it this way, because I haven't seen this in a long, long time. But way back when comic bags first came out, there was two types of people. There was people who put it in the bag, as we always put it in now, and there are people who put it in the bag so that it opens on the bottom and the comic drops out. And you never see that anymore. But this G.I. Joe actually came that way. So whoever I got this off of on eBay must be a real old school collector who does the bag should open at the bottom thing. Because like I said, I haven't seen that probably since the 80s. In the 80s, you could go to in the 80s, there was probably a 50-50 chance that your bag would open on the bottom. And it would drive us who open it on the top crazy, because you wouldn't know it opened on the bottom. And you'd turn it over, and sometimes it would just fall out. But I haven't run into that in a long, long time. Someone who puts their comics in the bag upside down. And here's the final thing I want to show you. And you're saying, what? What the heck is that? Incredible Hulk 181? I've never seen that cover. Well, if you've seen one of my older videos, I showed the original art to this. This is by Herb Trimpe. I don't know, 5-6 years ago now, a friend of mine commissioned Herb Trimpe to do a reinterpretation of the Hulk 181 cover, which Herb did for him, and he's got the original art hanging up on his wall. But I took a scan of it all those years ago, and just recently I decided to color it up, and I've been making those sketch covers, and I got, this is the True Believers Hulk 181 for $1. I bought a lot of 10 of them on eBay for $20 shipped, so I paid more than $1 for it. But I decided I wanted to make, then I, colored this up and printed it out on some nice matte paper, photo paper, and bound it. And the back has got, there's the original art. Pretty nice, in black and white. I kept the coloring as close as I could to the original Hulk 181 coloring with that, bright red background and just a little bit of highlighting on the characters. But I figured I'm going to make another 9 of these, and I'm going to trade them to whoever wants to do a trade. Here's a variant cover you can't get anywhere but from me. So I just thought that was a pretty cool idea. So we'll see if anyone wants to trade. And finally, we'll give you a look at my background art. I just had some old things lying around that I wanted to put up there. Plus, the stuff from last week is still on my easel, so it's a real cacophony of images going on. I think I've shown this. This is one of my. Whoa! I'm knocking over the Pardon me, I'm knocking over the tripod with my chair. This is one of my photos I think I've shown before, one of my street photos that and so step by step the days go by. One of my photo captions where I play with the color compositions and shapes and stuff like that. Well, I do those in a few different styles. That's kind of my main image style. There's only one photo there that's been digitally manipulated. Sometimes I put a whole bunch of them together. And this is just, let's see, when did this come from? Oh, that's the name of it. Race for Fire. 9/20/15. So what is that, a year and a half old? Just this drawing I did in ink. That's a good thick, rich black ink too. That must have been that acrylic ink. But I just decided to pull those off the shelf and show them to you this week. So a couple of things that are what's that? Oh, that's 2015 on it too. I just noticed a date on the bottom. So a couple of things that are a couple of years old. All right, so you guys all have a good week out there.